Welcome to AITV News. In a major shakeup for American media, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, better known as the CPB, has announced it will shut down after Congress eliminated its federal funding at the urging of the Trump administration. For nearly 60 years, the CPB has underpinned public television and radio. In the next few minutes, we'll explain what the CPB does, why it was defunded, and what its closure means for viewers and listeners across the country. What exactly is the CPB? Created by Congress in 1967, the CPB is a private, non-profit corporation that channels federal dollars to more than 1,500 locally owned public TV and radio stations. It doesn't produce shows itself. Instead, it helps finance the local stations that carry PBS, NPR, and other public media content. The goal has always been simple: guarantee every American free access to non-commercial, educational programming, local news, and critical emergency alerts. So why is it losing its funding now? The move follows years of political pressure. President Donald Trump and key Republican allies have accused public media of partisan bias and wasteful spending. Calling the CPB a monstrosity, Trump signed the Rescissions Act of 2025, clawing back $1.1 billion that had already been approved. Soon after, the Senate's budget dropped all new funding for the corporation, something that hasn't happened in over half a century. House Speaker Mike Johnson summarized the majority view among supporters of the cut, saying, "The days of the American people being forced to fund biased political outlets are over." What happens next? Iconic national programs like PBS NewsHour and NPR's Morning Edition won't vanish overnight, but their parent organizations will face serious headwinds. The harshest blow lands on smaller, rural, and underserved stations that rely on federal grants for much of their budgets, sometimes more than half. Many of these communities are already news deserts, places where public media is often the only reliable source of local reporting and emergency information. Without CPB support, stations may lay off staff, slash local programming, or shut down entirely. The ripple effect reaches national producers too. Fewer local stations means fewer buyers for their shows, shrinking revenue, and potentially eroding quality nationwide. Public reaction has been mixed. Despite the political debate, polls from July 2025 found a majority of voters opposed to cutting public media funding. Some stations report a surge in community donations. But whether private giving can replace nearly 6 decades of federal support remains uncertain. The impending closure of the Corporation for Public Broadcasting ends a long-standing partnership between the federal government and public media. Its legacy, millions of hours of educational shows, cultural programming, and trusted news, now depends on how much the public values and is willing to fund the system on its own.